Honestly, it's a really hard decision, but the one thing that I've always focused the most on was graphic design.
Gaming. Gaming is my passion.
It throughout the years it made me picky, if anything. Like I look at things more objectively now. Like I constructively analyze like logos of like simple things, whether or not something looks right. It could have had a different choice of color, but that's just me being an asshole.
My lowest point in video games was when I would play WoW. It did hamper my relationship outside of WoW with all of my friends who didn't play it and didn't understand it, but also my friends and my family as well. It had a big disconnect that for years I couldn't talk to my parents about anything because of WoW, and I didn't have a relationship at all with my family or my dad. And I used to have a great relationship with my dad. We'd go fishing and camping and all of that, and because of WoW, I lost all of that.
The happiest moment that I've ever had, it's a recent memory too. Was it was during college when I was still in that same graphic design class, and it got to the point where me and my teacher's like relationship that like while he was teaching the entire class something new, he was just like, "Glenn, you already know all this?" I was like, yeah, I do." And he was like, "All right, moving on." So it got to this point in class to where like if he needed help remembering something, he would instantly call on me. Like I was his right hand man. And like there were some points in that class where I could have taught. It. So just knowing that I've come this far doing something that I've enjoyed and like being up to par with somebody who's done it professionally for like a few decades. That was pretty sweet.
Gaming has affected me a lot. When I was younger, I always had problems reading, and they could never figure out why, until one day they figured out that I had dyslexia. Well, because of that, it made it 10 times harder to do anything, especially reading and math. Well, I discovered WoW. And in WoW, when it comes to questing, you have to read everything, especially back during the early days of WoW, to be able to figure out what you need to do for your quest. Well, because of that, that helped me learn how to read better and become a better person, which actually made me get better grades in school and helped me a lot in school. And my teachers did see a big improvement, and it was all because of WoW. It also made it to where I met a lot of people and made a lot of good friends that don't necessarily live next to me, but they live in other countries. Like I met a guy who lived in Brazil, coolest guy ever. I also know a guy who lives in Europe, barely speaks English, but you understand him and he understands you. Coolest guy ever, can play Counter-Strike like a boss. And then just meeting other people that, you wouldn't meet normally throughout your lifetime,